People visit Shani temple on Saturdays in significant numbers and worship Lord Shani with mustard oil, sesame, black pea pulse and light a lamp. The reason for this devotion towards Lord Shani is the unknown fear of Daya and Sadesati. Here, we will discuss about this unknown fear and Sadesati. First of all, we will discuss, what is Sadesati? The meaning of Sadesati in words is 7.5 years. According to Vedic astrology, all planets rotate from one sign to another during transit. Saturn also obeys this rule. When Saturn enters into the 12th sign from the ascendant, then it completes its transit by moving through the next 2 signs from that particular sign. The time period of its transit is 7.5 years, which is called Sadesati in astrology. Since the movement of Saturn is slow, therefore, Saturn takes 2.5 years to travel across one sign. For instance, if Aries is the 12th sign from your ascendant and when Saturn enters in this sign, then it will move through Taurus and Gemini respectively and complete its transit. There are different beliefs and views about the beginning of Sadesati. According to the ancient beliefs, the Sadesati of Saturn starts when Saturn transits through a specific sign. Although, it is not a rational belief, but it is used because it is ancient. There is one more belief in this regard, i.e. when Saturn enters into the 12th sign from the birth sign, then the period of Saturn begins, and when enters from the birth house to another house, then the period ends. Astrologers make calculations on the basis of these arguments to know the beginning and end of the period of Saturn. In this mathematical method, the degrees of Moon are required to obtain the time period of Saturn. Moon is considered as the central focus in this method. Since Saturn transits through 3 signs during its period of Sadesati, the degrees of these signs are added and then divided into 2 parts. The distance between the 2 sides of Moon is of 45 degrees in this procedure. When Saturn reaches at the starting point of this degree, then the period of Sadesati begins. When Sadesati completes 90 degrees, then the period of Sadesati ends. However, on one hand, there are different ideologies about the period of Sadesati, and on the other there are different emotions and thoughts regarding its influence. People get afraid and think negatively when they hear about the period of Sadesati. Astrologers believe that people need not be afraid because Sadesati gives different results in different signs. Some people get its results in the beginning while some people get relieved before the end of the period. Sometimes people get its results in the later half of the period while some have to bear its effects even after the end of the period in their birth chart. Therefore, you should not feel afraid from the period of Sadesati. It is important to note before concluding that the 12th house from the birth moon is very important in the birth chart, because it is close to the sign of Moon. According to astrologers, the 12th house represents the legs of a person who is suffering from Sadesati and also influences his mind. Due to the influence of Sadesati on the mind of a person, he may get involved in immoral practices and may also face some problems in his life. Therefore, we should be careful while taking decisions during the period of Sadesati.